Hi, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Jerrel. I'm just some dude. I'm the guy that your dad meets at the bar to play pool with every now and then. Sorry to hear about all the fighting he and your mom are doing. So, I got this delivered yesterday. This is the Anbernic Arc S. It's cool, right? I did want to get the version that has Android. This one just has Linux operating system, or Linux based. I wanted to get the one that also has Android, but that version did not have this color available. And I really wanted the clear blue. Really awesome. I received it, and I was very worried when I plugged it into the charger and no charging LED came on. Basically, all of these devices always have an LED indicator to let you know that they are charging. This one did not have that, so I was very worried. So I left it charging for about half an hour, and it would not power on. So that was very concerning. So that meant that the unit was dead, and I just needed to ask for a refund. But here's the thing. I didn't want to do that. There are certain things about ourselves that we can improve as people. Sometimes there are aspects about our personalities that are probably less desirable and that we can improve and change that. But there are things about ourselves that we cannot change. And one thing that I can't change is that I think these things are extremely cool. And in general, I try to be as patient as I can be. I try to be as understanding as I can be. There was a 0% chance that I was going to return this because I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it when I received it. I received it yesterday, and I wanted to play games on it because it is cool, and I was a little impatient. All right? Okay, so that's I'm just trying to say, one of my flaws is that when I get excited about things like this, I kind of just throw all other options out the window, and I am stubborn. When it comes to this stuff, I am stubborn, and I just wanted to play it. So I was not going to return it. I wasn't going to wait for them to send me another one. It's extremely cool. Look at the color. Look how it fits in the hand. This is the most comfortable retro console that I've ever played it. When I say retro, I don't mean the actual genuine vintage stuff. There's a difference between vintage and retro. Vintage is stuff that is actually old. Retro is something that is trying to recreate something that is old. And retro is exciting because it's like a neo-vintage is what it is. This is so comfortable. Oh, it's awesome. And it was broken. So I decided to try to fix it myself. I have other Anbernic units. So what I did was I opened this up. I took the battery out. I did a little bit of research online, but I'm not an electrician. I'm not an electronics wizard or an electronics doctor or whatever they're called. Oh, I just found a reset button in there. I'm not, this isn't my job, right? I'm not an expert in all this stuff, but I did a little bit of research, and by a little, I mean like 20 minutes of looking up Reddit posts of people talking about their units that were dead as well. Nobody had a solution, so I figured the problem must be with the battery. I took the battery out, and I put it in a different Anbernic unit. I made sure that, you know, the voltage and all that was the same, so I charged this battery in another unit. I tried taking another battery from a different unit that had different kilowatt hours and put it in this unit, and I'll share the process with you now. I was able to fix it, and so if you are having a problem with one of these, if you're worried about picking up one of these, look, it's the best handheld that I've ever used in terms of the retro market. So I will show the process on how I fixed it now. I first start by setting up a workspace that is clean and free of obstructions. I use a microfiber cloth here to prevent causing scratches to the screen of the device. I use one of these oddly shaped screw bits. This is not a Phillips screw head. So, after I open the unit, I was able to remove the battery very easily. It does not require any soldering, and you see that it just slots in here. I then take the Anbernic RG35XX. This unit is opened using the same fiddly bit that was used to open the Arc S. You can see the battery here is glued on to the rear part of the game console, but that is okay. The connection for the battery is the same between the two units, so I simply take the battery from the Arc S and I plug that into the RG35XX. When I plug that into power, I see that the unit is able to charge the battery even though it comes from a different console. Just to test, I take the battery from the 35XX and I plug that into the Arc S. I am very heartened to see that the unit recognizes the battery and a charging light does appear. The screen also turns on and indicates that a battery is charging. I leave the Arc S battery inside of the 35XX to charge for about half an hour before returning the battery to the Arc S. I simply perform my steps in reverse and close the unit up. After letting the unit charge up for about half an hour, I attempt to power on. What a delight. We see that the unit does now function. Thankfully, this unit was able to be resuscitated using another Anbernic console. This was quite a fortunate situation where there wasn't anything wrong with the console hardware itself, but it seems that the unit was sitting in storage at the seller location for too long and the battery was fully drained. It seems that if the battery fully drains, that the unit will no longer detect the battery and thus will not be able to complete the circuit to charge the battery. This solution worked for me. It was quite easy to perform. I hope it will work for you as well. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourselves. If you would like to watch some other videos, you will see them on screen now. If you enjoy the channel, if you would like to hear me address other topics, you may let me know in the comments. And you can support me over on Patreon. If you would like to download the banjo music that was heard during this video, I will put the link to the Patreon post where Patreon supporters can download the MP3 for this, and you may feel free to use it as royalty-free music. So you can use this music in your own videos or video games or projects. So you can head to Patreon for that. Thank you very much. Be well.